Oklahoma. At EduRec, we offer a host of activities for children and families of the Tulsa community at little to no cost. To find out about the many programs, activities, and services offered at EduRec, please visit our website, www.edurectulsa.com, or just give us a call at 918-430-3947.
The Juice Radio Show and Kbob 89.9 would like to say thank you to all of our listeners and sponsors who donate to help keep our media program alive, reaching the community. The Juice Radio Network continues to expand as influencers in the community of North Tulsa and beyond, but can't do that without your help. That's why it's important that we as a community continue to support the Juice Radio Show and keep 89.9 on the air. The community not only deserves this service, but needs this service. Let's continue to support the mission and giving a voice to the voiceless and donate to the Juice Radio Show. The Juice Radio Show is a nonprofit 501c3 powered by Kbob 89.9 and Eden Media Services, operating solely off the gifts, donations, and contributions made by listeners like yourself. All donations made to the Juice Radio Show are tax deductible and can be sent to 1216 North Lansing Avenue, Suite D, Tulsa, Oklahoma 74106.
It's Tulsa, I see you here in Tulsa. I am Tulsa Jimmy.
We appreciate your continued support and thanks for listening to KBOB 89.9 FM.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
This is news to use right here on KBOB 89.9 FM. We had a little technical difficulties, but you know what? We back just like that.
We back
in business. Damali.
All right. So our other thing last night was Beyond Apology.
Beyond Apology. The time has finally come.
And you know what? Were community conversations, which kicked off on yesterday, where we're talking about repair and reparations as it pertains to the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre.
Right.
We were blown away.
Right.
At the number of folks that actually attended.
Yeah.
I can say I did 100 binders.
Right.
Helped Christy put together those binders for all the participants. Every last one of them were gone, and people were like, "Hey, do you have some more binders?" Like, no, we had 100. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
Once again, back to my part of the show. Chef Jay put together some lasagna, y'all.
Yeah.
Shout out to the 5-star 4-diamond chef.
Yes.
He pulled out the lasagna, and he had a lasagna for the vegans.
Yes.
A nice salad, some soft rolls. Who invented hard rolls to eat? Whoever did that, tell them to retire. Have you ever been to an event and it's so hard? Like, is this concrete?
Right.
And you can barely get. I don't know. Maybe that's me. Maybe you like hard rolls.
No, I don't.
Only soft rolls for me. Y'all.
Yes.
If you invite me to something, give me a soft roll. Or just give me a piece of regular bread. I'll take it. But shout out to the community.
Yes.
Shout out to Greg, our city councilwoman.
I think shout out to Dreesen Heath, who actually came here. She actually does. She's a guest speaker from Washington, D.C., and she actually was formerly with the Human Rights Watch.
Right.
But she does research. She's a renowned researcher, on a national level. And so she came down to actually talk and be one of the speakers to do one of the breakout sessions.
Right.
So, this is the real deal, you guys. This is the real deal. So as we said, there's going to be several other events we'll talk about. There's one tomorrow. That's in upcoming events. So we'll talk about that towards the end of the show. But, make sure that you come out and participate, because there's a lot of education that is going into these events. And you need to have the education in order to be able to, understand what's happening, where you fit into the process, and really what you think should be done.
Absolutely. Also, we have somebody in from Australia.
Yes.
Doing a documentary. You know, they was out there earliest, and shout out to all the news and media. All of the news and the media came out.
You
This
know,
is a big
Fox
deal.
23 did a phenomenal job talking about. I saw their story. They did a really good job of capturing and covering, you know, what the show was all, or what the event was all about. So
again, if you missed it, Tulsa, TCC, South Campus.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night from 5 to 8. I think it's already maybe, I don't know, 60, 70 people.
Yes, already
RSVP.
Yeah.
So register now because we're trying to make sure we take care of you with the food. We have daycare and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so it looks like we're up to the Black History Trivia question.
Y'all ready?
I
JB,
love doing
ready?
this because JB and Charles, they crack me up.
Let's get this Black History Trivia question so we can get on to the show. Okay.
All right, ready. Black History Trivia question for this week. Who mastered the technique for blood plasma that made blood banks possible?
Man.
Listen, they already know the answer.
Who?
They didn't hear. Okay. So, A, is it Charles Drew? B, is it Percy Julian? C, is it Ernest Everett Just? Or D, Katherine Johnson?
You know what?
Laughing because that's his nervous laugh because he don't know.
You know what? My name is Charles, and for no other reason other than my name is Charles. Brother named Charles had to do over history. We had to do something. If your name is Charles,
what you say?
Charles Drew.
I'll roll with Charles too, because two. We got 2 for Charles so far.
Two for Charles. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 for Charles.
3 for Charles.
Bobby, you in it? You say Charles too?
I know.
It's Charles, and Charles. Okay.
Charles and Charles.
Everybody
Charles
in here
Charles.
is saying A.
What y'all got on
what
the line?
What y'all got? Keisha said D.
Said D.
Because she want to go for the women. That's right, Keisha. Who else? Oh, Nicole says Charles Drew.
Oh, well, it's like you found one that people was ready for.
Okay, yeah, dang it. I thought I was stumping y'all. Let's see. We gonna see what y'all got. Okay, so y'all just stay tuned.
I'm gonna do some quick shout outs, man. We got about 300-400 secret listeners. Thank you guys for tuning in with us.
We see y'all.
Jeremiah Blackwell down there in Mississippi. Your mom.
Jeremiah.
My mom is on. Mama. Nicole Travis is in the building. Keisha's here.
Yes.
We also had, so we got like Alicia Walker and then a lot of other people. So I'm gonna figure out how to break that out because we went offline and then we came back.
Yes.
So we gonna see what's going on. JB doing hand gestures. I told him I don't know what none of that means. He needs to get pieces of paper and write some on it and hold it up. I don't know hand gestures.
He is funny.
All right. I tell you what now. So we done got past that, Damali. You know what the second Wednesday is of every month. What we do, how we do it.
Yes.
And he live in studio.
Chilling on the corner in my 6th fault. Hypertension and stress. I don't need no more. 1, 2, 3 into the fault. The doctor's at the door, ready to make an entrance.
The doctor's in.
Doctor, please help us save the world.
Oh, yeah. It's time for the medical report with Dr. Andre Fredo. Right here, right now. With Charles and Damali on World One Development's News You Can Use.
What's up, Doc?
Oh, I love this drop. Love this drop.
I do too. Feel like I'm at a party, like we just did a remix, like the DJ was warming up. What's up, Doc?
What's up? I was about to break out some of my 80s moves.
I seen you. I was like, man, gonna stop the show. The chair spent. He sat back in and he caught it. Got back up to the mic. Welcome back, Dr. Perdue, back in the building.
What's going on, family? How you doing?
How was your Easter?
It was good. It was good.
I saw y'all family picture. Looked very nice.
Yes. We had an eventful weekend. My son was in a baseball tournament. My other son had some things he needed to do, but it was good. We had a great Easter.
Good.
Time with family is always good.
It's always good. It's always good.
Whether you're on the field, at home, or wherever you are,
listen, it's always a blessing because you know what? You never know.
Yes.
Particularly in the world that we live in right now.
Yes.
Right.
You never know when that's going to be the last time you're going to see your family.
That is absolutely correct. How was the new show?
It was fantastic. Listen, Nicole Washington is she's a star. I'm so glad that we went with mental health as the first segment of our show, and really, we could probably do a mental health.
I think we should go. Hey, Dr. Perdue, congratulations on your new show.
Yes.
Well, listen, there's congratulations that needs to go around to a lot of people. So please, I'm one of many that that feel and desire to pour into our community.
Yes.
And from a mental health standpoint, Nicole Washington, she's a star. So she had some great information. We're gonna have to work on the call-ins because it was great. She and I could actually vibe off of each other, but we definitely want the public to be able to use that as a form, not to replace your doctor, your primary care physician, but another way to get more information.
Yes,
absolutely. So right now, every Friday at 12 noon.
Yes, indeed.
We got give us the name.
It's Our Community, Our Health.
Our Community, Our Health. Just like that. So all y'all listening in, put that on your calendar right now.
Yes.
Tune in.
So when you're sitting there eating your lunch, turn your radio on.
And do not eat pork chops.
Man, you'll be putting them down real slow. You're like, oh man, you can't even listen unless you're eating a salad and eating something healthy.
Hey, listen, it's all about moderation. So you know what, I'm not here to tell people, because listen, I like me a good piece of catfish, fried catfish more than anybody.
Yes.
But I know if I'm gonna have me a piece of catfish, that means for the next 4 or 5 days, either before or after, I'm gonna have to have me some salad. I need to drink me plenty of water, make sure I'm getting my rest, so that I can accommodate that slight bump in my blood pressure. But you living on catfish, and Coca-Cola, okay, well your blood pressure is gonna be high.
Automatic.
Yes,
so the congratulations are coming in.
Everybody's
saying Arkansas,
congratulations.
Congratulations. So thanks for the love, because that is much needed, Damali, in our community, which goes into something like what we're doing today.
Yes,
man, this low dose thing. Y'all.
So we've been having debates,
debate after debate,
if you will, about, because folks like Charles and I, we are relatively healthy. I mean, we don't have a history of, heart problems in our families or, with us personally. So, a friend of ours was like, hey, you guys need to be taking aspirin. We're like, I don't know about that.
Right.
I don't know, And for me, I will say that I am one of those people. I don't like taking medication of any kind, period.
Now let me add this now. I didn't say I don't have a family, don't have no diabetes and high blood sugar. I didn't say that.
No.
But what I'm saying, like me personally, I'm relatively healthy. But no, in my family, it's a lot of high blood. When we call it sugar. Not diabetes. We used to come from the era of sugar.
Yes,
so we got sugar. You
got the sugar in the family.
Sugar.
But I understand.
But this low dose thing, and I can say even in my house, I would say my wife is a heart specialist. So you add that, and she's been doing the low dose thing for years. And I just been watching. I'm like, are you still up on your feet? Because I don't know. Because I'm the nervous one about everything.
I am too.
I don't like shots. I don't like medicine. So Christy, I done got 200 text messages. Y'all wrong for waking me up at 5 a.m.
Right.
Well, listen. Let me kick some knowledge when it comes to this. So,
all right.
First of all, aspirin is the most cost-effective medication known to mankind. Okay, and mainly what aspirin does is it decreases the stickiness of your platelets. So, in other words, it allows your blood to be a little slicker, be able to move from point A to point B faster.
Right.
Okay. When you look at the information or the data, they kind of break it down into primary prevention and secondary prevention. So primary prevention is if you've never had anything, should you take this medication? Is it going to be effective to help minimize the risk of you getting anything? Okay.
Right.
Secondary prevention is you've had a stroke or had a heart attack, and now you're taking aspirin or taking a medication, and what is the likelihood that is going to prevent you from having another event? So that's the difference between primary and secondary. So when you look at the data from the primary standpoint, there is really it doesn't show that aspirin is particularly effective when it comes to primary prevention. Now, you have to keep in mind that a lot of this information was actually generated in populations that had a very low number of African Americans in it.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Wow.
Yes.
So you have to keep that in mind.
Okay.
Now, it's part of the dogma of medicine that if you've had a stroke or had a heart attack, that you should be taking an aspirin or taking an agent similar to aspirin moving forward to minimize your risk. So, speaking for me personally, I do take an aspirin a day. I take a baby dose aspirin a day. One of the big concerns about taking aspirin daily is the fact that aspirin can cause ulcers, gastric ulcers, and particularly if individuals are taking large quantities. You hear some people, I take 3 full dose aspirins a day. You don't need to do that. There's no data out there that shows that taking 3 full dose aspirin a day is any better than taking 1 full dose aspirin a day. So a lot of the studies look at an 81 milligram aspirin, baby dose, up to a 325 milligram aspirin, which is full dose. So I would say this, for those individuals that are thinking about this, you need to look at your family dynamic.
Sure.
You need to look at your overall health now, look at
Right.
your family dynamic, because you can't run away from your genes, unfortunately.
Right.
And then to make that determination. I take a baby dose aspirin a day. I take a chewable aspirin. And the reason why is I don't want the aspirin to sit in the pit of my stomach and possibly lead to an ulcer. So by you chewing it up, it actually gets down into your gastric mucosa. You have very vascular, we make a lot of saliva and we have a lot of blood vessels in our tongue and in our mouth. And so it gets into your bloodstream faster. So there's much less likelihood that you're going to develop a gastric ulcer, because that's one of the primary reasons why people say, well, I shouldn't take an aspirin, because an aspirin, if I take it and it sits in my stomach, I might get an ulcer.
Right.
So I think that if you look at the data doesn't necessarily say, hey, you should be doing this for primary prevention. It does say it for secondary.
Right.
But I think that in our community that is heavy laden in hypertension, diabetes, obesity, elevated cholesterol, sleep apnea, and a variety of other things, it is one more tool that we should be looking at possibly taking.
Gotcha.
And again, if you're going to take a baby dose aspirin a day, then and probably I would recommend a baby dose. If you haven't had any conditions, get yourself a chewable aspirin and then chew it up, and keep it moving.
And what all does it help prevent? It seems like you named like.
Well, what aspirin is most effective in is any kind of vascular condition that can occur where that is due to blood congregation. So whether it's strokes, we talked about, is essentially blockage of a blood vessel in the brain or rupturing of a blood vessel in the brain. We talked about heart attacks. Heart attacks essentially is blockage of a blood vessel in the heart. You can get peripheral vascular disease where you get blockages of blood vessels in your legs. Sometimes people who get up and they walk around, they walk around for a couple of minutes and then they feel like their legs are on fire and they got to sit down. Well, they may have some vascular issues that are going on in their legs. So aspirin can help with all of those. The one of the big concerns that a lot of people have is that, well, what if I'm having a bleeding stroke versus having a regular stroke? And if I'm having a bleeding stroke, aspirin is not necessarily what I should take. Well, you're getting into the weeds a little bit here. So one of the main reasons why people have bleeding strokes is because they have high blood pressure. So if you're managing your blood pressure, then there's less likelihood of that. There are some people who have aneurysms or have other vascular abnormalities that they don't even know about. And then they present to the hospital and they say, well, you know what? It's a severe headache. They come in, we do an imaging study, and we find out that they have these conditions. Those are so relatively uncommon that is, for me, I feel very comfortable with me taking an aspirin a day just so that I can keep my blood moving, keep it slick, keep it moving so that it can get, from the tip of my brain to the tip of my toes.
It can get there.
Yeah, it can get there.
So age. So what age?
Well, you know what? I think, definitely anyone who's over 55 years of age, because I think if you look at heart attacks and look at stroke, they tend to occur in an older patient population unless you have a family predisposition. There, particularly in the South, there are a lot of families that heart disease and stroke and diabetes and things run in those families. If you have a significant family history, maybe you should be thinking about that at the age of 30. But I would say this, it's very important that you have these kind of conversations with your primary care doctor. I don't want people to say, hey, I'm going to take a baby dose aspirin a day and I don't need to go to a doctor because the doctor on the show said, hey, you know what?
That's right.
Hey, you don't need that.
Right.
No, this is not to replace seeing your physician. It is a conversation you should have. And I'm pretty sure your physician is going to probably say the same thing that I just said and then kind of lay it in your lap.
Right.
And then when you look at your family dynamic, you look at your overall health. There are some things that we can do to help our overall health with controlling our blood pressure, putting down the cigarettes, sometimes putting down the pork chops, get your sugar under control, doing some of those things on, from a preventative standpoint, now makes it even easier for you that if you need to make this decision now it's not necessarily, you don't feel like it's a life or death decision because I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have these other things.
Right.
So, again, nothing is in a vacuum. And so, I think it is an important decision. It is a decision that you should be having with your family practitioner. And I think everybody should have a family practitioner. But you know what? It's always important to be well read in situations like this.
And you know what? I really want to stress that as well, Dr. Perdue, that these are tools that we're giving you to start conversation.
Yes.
So what we talk about on the show is not set in stone. Oh, I need to do this because I heard it on the show. No, it is for you to go and investigate, on your own, because like in my own personal family.
I'm just going to ask JB to switch the switcher to you. We're going to get the camera switch.
Oh, yeah. But in my own family.
I don't want them to think Dr. Perdue got a female brother. But yeah, wait a minute now.
Like, hold on. What happened here?
Mouth closed, you still talking, sound like Damali.
Right. But like in my own family, so my mom had 7 siblings. Of her 7 siblings, all of the siblings had high blood pressure, and because they ate pork. My mother was in the Nation of Islam, so she didn't. So of all the siblings, my mom is the only one who didn't have high blood pressure. Mm-hmm. So when I say my family, I'm talking about my mom's kids. Right. Us, we have not had that issue. Right. However, my cousins and stuff, it has been passed on to them because of how they ate, coming up as kids. So each family is different, and each segment of the family is going to be different. So this just encourages you to have those conversations and to talk about, what that family history looks like. Because sometimes people don't even know. They don't even know, that grandpa or grandma had,
Yeah, so we hit like on the preventative thing. So say, okay, now you have had a stroke or you have had a heart attack, because we talked about the low dose. Right. If you're trying to be preventative, I haven't had a stroke, haven't had a heart attack. I'm just trying to do this just to make sure from my head to my toes, my blood can flow.
Yes, indeed.
But now you've had a heart attack and a stroke. The low dose is 81 milligrams. Mm-hmm. So now what's the difference?
Well, the thing that you have to keep in mind is that it depends upon where you are in your journey. So say someone comes in and they see me and they've had a stroke.
Right.
And there's really no acute management. Mainly it's secondary management. That's where aspirin comes in. I will typically put them on aspirin and a second agent for a 21-day period. And then at that particular point, on the 22nd day, typically we'll drop off one of the medications, and it's usually the second agent, something called clopidogrel or Brilinta, or one of those agents. And we will continue a patient on an 81 milligram of aspirin, because most individuals that we come across, they are aspirin naive. Otherwise, meaning that they weren't on aspirin before. Right. Oh, okay. So before we necessarily go the route of saying, hey, you need to be on a full dose aspirin, we want to make sure that they have failed taking a baby dose aspirin. The thing about aspirin has a dose dependency coefficient to it. So if you take an 81 milligram aspirin versus taking a 325 milligram aspirin, 325 can be more effective. Right. But then you also have to get into a point where some people say, well, if I take one full dose aspirin, why not take 2? But then you get to a point where the risk to benefit, the risk is higher for you to possibly get a GI upset, GI bleed, things of that sort, that can ultimately lead to another cascade of medical conditions. So, when it comes to secondary management, which is when I typically see patients, I use aspirin is one of the more common medications I use.
Yeah.
Man, Damali, this good stuff, man.
This is really good stuff. Yeah.
Quick shout out to Miss Hall is in here.
Hello, hey.
Quick shout out to Gary Barnett tuning in from the ATL. We got Candace Cash in the building. Michael Brewer, that Philadelphia Eagle fan, is in the building.
Leave Michael alone.
Many more. Damali, let me tell you something. I thank God that Dr. Perdue came in today. Because man, everybody was asking. So now that's what this platform is, to be informative.
Yes.
To educate so that you can make a better informed decision, not just for you, for your family and your community. The music came on, so we got to take a quick break. Yeah. But when we come back, more with the medical report. Dr. Andre Perdue, he's in the building, y'all. This is KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use Media Network. That's me blowing that horn.
Whatever.
We'll be right back, y'all.
EduRec is a youth and family fun center located at 5424 North Madison Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. At EduRec, we offer a host of activities for children and families of the Tulsa community at little to no cost. To find out about the many programs, activities, and services offered at EduRec, please visit our website, www.edurectulsa.com, or just give us a call at 918-430-3947. The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 200-9046.
Fitting Back In is a reintegration program designed to help those released from prison to fit back into the community as productive, valuable members of society. They help schedule various classes such as anger management, substance abuse, and mental health. They also work with different programs in the community to provide job training. If you or someone you know needs help with resources in career development, employment, or housing, to find out more information, call 918-592-3500 or stop by 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
When you don't know, get the talking at you. Yeah, need somebody else, please. And you wanna believe it. Even a blind man can see that my woman been cheating. Fool me once, yeah, that's a shame on you. Fool me twice, yeah, that's a shame on you. She ain't the woman that you used to be, but I'ma put the blame on me.
Grown Folks Night Out with special guests Young Guy, Jay Friday, Ron Hall, and Adrian Robbins with the AR Experience Band. Tickets are on sale now. 36thevents.eventbrite.com. Don't miss Grown Folks Night Out, Saturday, May 27th at 36th Street North Event Center. Special guests Young Guy and Friends Live.
I'm just trying to stay high. Hey, low and play slow. I'm just trying to stay high. Hey, low and play slow. Hey, low and play slow. I'm just trying to stay high. Hey, low and play slow.
Mic check. This is KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use Media Network. Powered by Ward One Development. We are back.
Michael, I try to tell Charles to stay away from you.
Let me bring my mic down because I'm gonna feel like I'm a DJ, like I'm DJ
Right.
Kid Capri, and I'm not. I'm Charles Offer, y'all. Hey, cover some good stuff, man.
Yeah.
In segment 1, sounds like the low dose aspirin is okay. Get the chewable, so it don't sit in your stomach and create an ulcer. 55 and up, you want to look a little bit closer. If you have a stroke or a heart attack and those things, you still got to talk to your primary care physician to get their direction in terms of your treatment. It's kind of what I understand. What about you, Damali?
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, everything, talk to your primary care physician. If
Right.
you don't have one, you need to get one.
Can I ask, what is the normal dosage of the low dose? I mean, do you still take enough to compensate for what you would normally take on regular aspirin?
Yeah, 81 milligrams is the low dose, and that is very effective when it comes to decreasing the stickiness of your platelets, like we talked about before. But again, our bodies are able to deal with a higher dose. You get a greater effect with a higher dose of aspirin. And there are times that I have patients that have had strokes that they start on an 81 of aspirin, and I will move them up to 325.
Well, I normally would take 3 aspirin for a headache. So if I take 3 normal, I have 200 milligram of aspirin for a headache.
Well, you're probably taking Tylenol or you're taking acetaminophen instead of taking aspirin, and those are better. Aspirin is not a great pain reliever. Acetaminophen, being a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, has some of those properties.
So I was taking the wrong medicine.
Yes, you were saying.
Yeah. And
Dr. Furter was like, I wasn't gonna say that, but since you asked,
yeah, and I'm gonna add this because this is real deal. So we was in Dallas with some friends. I won't say the name, but she's like, "Oh, I think I felt a stroke and a heart attack." She took 4 of them and laid down on the floor. People say if you're having a heart attack or a stroke, you got to eat 3 chewables right then, and it subsides that.
Okay, well. First thing you do is take 911. First thing you do. Now,
Okay.
It's not a bad idea to take, because 4 chewable aspirin is the equivalent of a full dose aspirin. And sometimes people will say, well, you know what? What if it's a bleed? If it's a bleed, then maybe I shouldn't take it. Well, listen, you know what? Taking a full dose aspirin at home or taking 4 chewable aspirin, it is advisable. But again, first thing you do is call 911. And the hope is that you actually have someone there to monitor you, to make sure that nothing out of the ordinary happens.
Right.
Sometimes people have an anaphylactic reaction to aspirin, where sometimes their breathing can be compromised.
Wow.
So, it's not, listen, there's no such thing as a medication that is benign. There's always potential side effects. So again, we don't want to do things in a cavalier fashion. That's why it's so important to talk to your primary care physician.
So Keisha said, y'all make George go take his aspirin. He has had strokes and he doesn't take his medicine. George, that is a no-no. Dr. Perdue, what do you say about not taking your medication?
Well, either you can see me now or you can see me later.
Oh.
So, I would like to see you later.
Right.
But if you're not taking your medications and you're not doing the things that you need to do, I'm going to see you eventually.
Uh-oh.
Wow, that's tough.
That was a gangster.
So
that was gangster.
Stay on your medication until you sit in front of your primary care
indeed.
physician and let them make whatever adjustments. You can't make halftime adjustments at home by yourself.
Well, and sometimes we have a tendency that we think that we're going to penalize the physician because I don't like your personality. I don't like what you said. I'm not going to take the medication. You're only hurting yourself.
That part.
Remember that.
So let me just give you guys a couple of quick stats real quick. So in 2019 in the U.S., there were an estimated 460,000 folks who had strokes.
Man, that's a lot of people. That's like 500,000.
Yeah. And 2/3 of it were, tell me the name, ischemic?
Ischemic.
Okay. I want to make sure I said it right. 190,000 stroke-related deaths took place and 3.8 million people were disabled in 2019 because of strokes.
Yes.
So this is nothing to play with, people.
Now, stroke is actually the number one medical condition when it comes to morbidity and mortality. When people have strokes, they've done surveys and asked patients, would you rather have a stroke or die or this or this or that? And stroke is always number one because, when you pass on, you pass on.
Yeah.
But if you're left and you're unable to care for yourself, or you're unable to speak, or you're paralyzed, or you feel that you are a burden to your family, you carry that in a much deeper place. So it's really important, particularly in our community. The best way to treat a medical condition is to prevent it.
Yeah.
Right. So the best way to prevent it is to make sure that you're exercising, make sure that you're eating appropriately, make sure that you're hydrating well, make sure you see your primary care physician, make sure you're getting proper sleep, because that's when we have the greatest chance and opportunity for our body to heal from medical conditions, as well as for our body to be rejuvenated for your next day. So if we can do some of those things from a preventative standpoint and help to minimize our medical conditions, you have a much better quality of life and you live a grander life.
It's so crazy because you got somebody like Bobby Eaton that was an artist all of his life, or a musician. You got JB, he a DJ, so you know how that go. Me and you, we in the community working all the time. Doc, you a doctor, for heaven's sake. So a lot of times in our community, the one thing we don't get a lot of
is sleep.
Is sleep. Even when we try to sleep, we can't sleep because we got all this other stuff going on. So what kind of advice can you give? Okay, we live in high stress. It is what it is. What can we do to still help?
Well, I think that your sleep environment is incredibly important. You have people that sleep with the television on, or sleep with a radio on, or they sleep with lights on in their room and strobe lights and a variety of different things. Your sleep environment needs to be as clear and pristine as it possibly can. You don't want a whole lot of extra stuff going on. When you're sleeping, your bed is important, very important. You know what?
Yeah, for sure.
As we get older, it's harder for us to sleep flat. Sometimes we need to put a wedge underneath our mattress to maybe have us sleep at a 30 to 45 degree angle where maybe that's more comfortable. Some people sleep on their side. Some people, particularly for men, tend to get up in the middle of the night multiple times to go to the bathroom. You want to try to regulate your sleep. If you know that, hey, you know what? If I drink this glass of water at 10 p.m., I'm gonna get up at 2. Then don't have it at 10 p.m.
Right.
Have that glass of water at 7, and before you go to bed, go to the bathroom, and that gives you a greater chance of being able to sleep throughout the night. So we need to really to focus and protect our sleep.
Yeah.
That's one of those types of things that as we go through life and we're trying to cross that next barrier, one of the first things that we'll do is we will sacrifice sleep, which will affect our mental clarity as well as it will affect our physical well-being.
Man, that's it. So let's try to find a way to get some sleep. You sleep with your TV on, Damali?
You know what? I have not been since last medical report. Because we kind of talked about this a little bit, but really I don't sleep with it on purpose. Like I kind of I'm watching TV and I just fall asleep. Yeah. But then I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh, that's making too much noise, and turn it off. But then lately, I just haven't been. I'm just I'm just gonna go to bed.
The one thing I'll say, man, in our community, Black community, and people know a lot of people in my family, man, a lot of people sleep with the TV on and with the music on, and it's like they gotta have or the light on. For that case, I used to know my kids, if they have a nightmare, it's over. Every light in the house is on. Oh, you know, we mad as parents
Right.
like you. Okay, you don't turn on.
You ain't paying none of these bills, right?
Downstairs, outside, and you better get somewhere and lay down. So sleep, guys, it's very important. Your bed.
It's incredibly important.
So let's say the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that at every 40 seconds, someone in the United States has a stroke.
Yep.
Every 3.5 minutes, someone dies of a stroke. And every year, more than 795,000 people in the U.S. have a stroke.
Yes. Yep.
That's crazy. Those numbers are just mind blowing.
I know we got to go to switch over to our Hump Day Hot Topics, but before we do that, is it Think Fast? Can you give them that? Because now I'm just trying to give people.
Absolutely. Listen, you know what? I want folks to, you guys peer in closer to the radio and listen to this. Be fast. We want to be fast in our recognition of stroke. We want to be fast in getting to the hospital, and we want to be fast in our treatment of stroke. B stands for balance. So loss of balance, feeling like you're swaying to one side or the other, that's a concern. E stands for eyes. So double vision, loss of vision, blurry vision, something else to keep in mind. F stands for face. So if you have facial droop, or change in sensation on one side of your face. A stands for appendage. So that stands for arm or leg. And stroke, we commonly see patients who have face, arm, and leg weakness, but you may only have arm or leg weakness. So keep that in mind. S stands for speech. So slurred speech, inability to understand speech, inability to generate speech are all concerns. And T stands for time. Keep in mind that for every minute the brain is without oxygen, up to 2 million brain cells can be permanently injured. The other T stands for a terrible headache, worst headache of your life. Some people say, I feel like somebody hit me in the back of the head with a baseball bat, or somebody tried to hit me with an axe to split my head open. Worst headache of your life. Be thinking about a bleeding stroke,
right?
Whether that be from an aneurysm or other kind of vascular condition, and call 911 immediately.
Right. The American Heart Association, they have this whole list about this is their 2022 heart disease and stroke statistics, the whole list. But the one thing that I wanted to talk about was the simple 7. So they give the simple 7 about cardiovascular disease and how to prevent it or to not have it. So the simple 7 are not smoking.
Yes.
So that's 1. Physical activity, healthy diet, body weight, and control of cholesterol, blood pressure, and blood sugar. That's their simple 7. So if you can handle all of those, then you should be okay.
You should be okay. And that's not only translates to cardiovascular, but cerebrovascular or brain health too. If you can manage those, then you have a very good shot at having a high quality life.
Right.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all done got it. Y'all don't have to text me in the morning. Don't text me because I need my 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Let's get into these Hump Day Hot Topics.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the all new KBOB 89.9 FM, Black on Black Community Radio.
And now it's time for the Hump Day Hot Topics with Charles and Damali.
Hey, guess what day it is?
Hump Day!
Hump Day! It's Hump Day! Hey, Mike!
It's the Hump Day Hot Topics on news you can use.
Mike.
I mean, I tell you right now, they had a medical report drop.
I know.
Behind that, but
Hot topics.
Sorry, y'all. All right, let's get into these Hump Day Hot Topics.
First hot topic is the African experience surpassed its goal.
Come on now.
We are so excited. So everybody knows that we actually went to Uganda back in December of last year. And because of our experience in Uganda, we decided that, there was just something that we needed to do to be able to help those individuals. So we came back and we started fundraising. And then, of course, I was going to do my birthday party, and it just hit me. Let's make it the African experience and let's make it into a fundraiser. And so we did that.
Right.
And the goal was to be able to scholarship 20 kids into school for the entire school year. So that it came up to, about $250 per student to be able to scholarship them. Well, guess what, guys?
What?
We have been able to scholarship 33 kids in the school.
Yes.
I actually on Monday, so excited.
Yes.
Actually, on Monday, sent $5,000 over to our counterpart. 5,000.
5,000.
Yes, from all of the kind donations. There were people who did not come to my birthday party, couldn't make it, but they were like, hey, we still want to donate. So we got all of those donations, tallied them all up, $5,000 we were able to send over to Uganda on Monday. So that equates to $18,581. Oh wait, yeah, $581, or it's actually shillings.
I have to sit back.
That's what they have.
Shillings, yeah.
Yeah, 18 million shillings. Wow. So we are so excited. Uganda, they just don't know what to do
with this information. Y'all.
They're so excited.
Well, I know in Uganda, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna do it yet. But kudos to you.
Yes.
Kudos to whoever did your video stuff. I think it was JB Smooth.
Yes, JB.
Because I think we could have showed the video and left.
You know what? And I am gonna post that video. I think Debbie sent it to me, but I just hadn't had time because we've been busy. But yeah.
They showed the video, Dr. Fred. We could have left then because everybody was doing this. Okay, how much scholarship fund? Hold on. Well, let me switch over some of my 401k. No, keep your 401k now. Right. But congratulations, Damali. Because it
was great.
Fantastic.
For your birthday, you have to still think about it, man. For your birthday, you decided to bless others.
Absolutely.
Birthday is all about yourself. It's my birthday. I got my pen, and then you put your first $20 on there, knowing it was yours, just to encourage people that you said you're gonna give. And I was there myself. Dancing, the environment, your family, the food, the businesses, and everybody there. Kudos, because like I say, Pastor Caperi, he sent us a message. He said, you don't know what it means. They're going to send us a report of every kid that got scholarship. All right. We're going to be going back to Uganda next year.
Yes.
So that's what's going to make this a beautiful thing. So
listen, everybody get your money together.
Get it together.
Because when we make the announcement of when we're going, we want you to go with us. So now you can see for yourself where your money is going and the effect that your money is having on these children over in Uganda. So, I'm just so excited that we were able to do that and be able to bless those children because they really deserve it.
And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to move on.
Yes.
Since we went to Africa, I've done my AfricanAncestry.com.
Yes.
So I know I'm from Ghana.
Yes.
I know I'm from the Akan tribe.
Okay.
And you done yours. Others
I'm from Cameroon.
So I'm going to tell you,
yes.
the little chills I feel in my body is figure out where you from in Africa.
That's right.
Figure out that village. So imagine how that is when you know just a little bit of what you do can bless so many. When you go, trust me, you can tell it's your family.
Yeah.
That's them nose, them ears.
Yeah.
I mean, your DNA, it's going to match up.
Yeah.
When I found out my tribe, our country tribe, guess what they do? They entrepreneurs, they business people.
Yep.
They create and they do all that. Which that's
and then my people from Cameroon. I'm from the Takar tribe, and so when I was doing the research, they're artisans. They like create things with their hands, which is why I love doing decor and making stuff. Yeah, and so this is just in our DNA.
Yeah, so I'm sure I want to figure out where JB Smooth is from because I know what's going to be.
I know, right?
Say, let's go, man.
I'm from the land of Zamunda.
It's silly.
With a little bit of European.
Congratulations.
Indian.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that for Uganda, and I know they'll tune in. I know it's a party over there. Love you guys over there. Y'all keep staying strong, and y'all got a family, and y'all got friends right here in the United States of America.
Exactly. We're going to keep working for you. So you can still make donations. Now, it's not too late. This is not a one and done.
Right.
So you can still go to world1development.com/Uganda missions to make a donation. You can donate at our Cash App at $World1Development, or you can donate on PayPal at donations@world1development.com. So you can still give your money because we still gonna send it over.
Yeah, and we're not just sending money over. We helping them with their 501c3. We showing what they tax stuff. We showing them how to do it, how to operate it. So the infrastructure, like we do here, is what we doing there.
Yes.
So it's good business, y'all.
All right. Next hot topic. Tax deadline. Have y'all got y'all taxes done?
I'm asking the doc first, so I won't say nothing.
Look at his face. He just like, man.
If my wife is on this show,
Jolie, log off right quick.
Right.
I know we working on it.
Yes.
Working on it. JB, I'm going to JB. I don't want to go last.
On taxes.
Yeah, we good on taxes every year. But that's easy for me. I don't make a lot of money, so
he said his
mine is real easy.
His shirt say cash me out. So
right.
Anybody that wears shirt say cash me out, their taxes are definitely done. What about you, Damali?
Man, I sent all my stuff in, but so it's not even that.
Why you have to say it like that? She's
I hate it. I totally. Well, for one, because we have so many businesses. You know, so you got EdgeRec, the Event Center, Fitting Back In, World One Development, KLSB Legacy. You know, I mean, like we just have so many businesses. Then you got your personal taxes. Then I got to help my daughter. You know, and I was like, oh,
where's the crown?
This how they get me. You know, we got all these bitches, so it's like 7. So it's a lot, y'all.
It is.
You run the event center, it's tough. So by the time I get on with them, I said, man, finally we got all that done, because you know you don't want anybody coming knocking on your door. I said, we got it all done. As soon as I say that, my wife knocked on the door. Is our taxes done? Say it with your eyes, huh? Yeah. Say it with your chest shots. Is our stuff done? That's my question. I
know. I
in.
Yeah. Oh my God. But I can say we got all of our stuff in.
Yeah.
And on a couple of the businesses, all we need to do is just sign. You know, but
just let y'all know it's real. It's real.
Okay, so understand, y'all, that the tax deadline is Tuesday. That's this coming Tuesday, the 18th.
Hold on, I feel people fainting.
Hey, you better try to get your extension.
Extend it to October.
Get you an extension.
Get you an extension.
And you better call them early. You can't wait till the last minute. You better call them and say, extend me.
Right.
So now you're
gonna be on an extension for about 2 hours hard long. Trying to get to an extension.
Yeah, don't take a handful of aspirin thinking that's gonna help you.
It's not gonna help
you. It ain't gonna help you.
It's gonna keep knocking till you answer the door.
They gonna keep knocking.
Exactly.
So the 18th.
April 18th is the tax deadline, but if you don't have time to get your taxes done, then you can file for an extension before the 18th, before the 18th, and they'll extend you until October.
Let me tell you what that means. Y'all do it before Friday.
Just do it before Friday.
Because you know us. Just do it before Friday. Let's act like Friday is the deadline.
Right.
Because if you try to wait until Taco Tuesday and you eat tacos and crunching and munching.
Right.
I know it's not Taco Tuesday. It's
tax
deadline
day.
You done waited, and now you jeopardizing. And when them IRS fees come in, they worse than the banks.
Man.
You're like, I only $1,000 in 6 months. You owe $15,000. It seemed like it, because man, what kind of interest do they put on your stuff?
Right.
So file your extension and save yourself.
File your extension.
If you need it.
If you need it.
Save yourself. News you can use told you right there.
Right here. You heard us. All right, guys, I wanted to tell you guys about this. I don't know if you've heard it, but listen. This is something great that you guys need to look at. Okay, so high airfare prices, are just, out there.
Skyrocket pretty good.
Astronomical.
Don't get me started on airlines.
Okay, so Black women in tech. There's an article out there talking about meeting the founder of Airfordable. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
Airfordable.
It sounds good. Say it again. It's like saying move possible. Airfordable. You know what I'm talking about? It sounds
Airfordable.
What is it?
So it's a platform that offers airfare on layaway.
Oh my God.
Have you heard about this? A Black woman created it. And so her name is Ama Marfo. She is from, where is she from? She's from Africa, and she was attending school in Drexel University in Philadelphia, and she had a good job, but she was having trouble being able to get back to Ghana, Africa is where she's from, in order to go, visit her family. And so she was like, I got to figure out a way. There's got to be some way that we can come up with something that makes it more affordable for people to be able to travel. So she set out on a journey on how to make travel affordable, and she started a company in 2015. Now, this makes no sense to me. She started this in 2015, and I'm just not.
I wish you would help and tell me how I can get this discount.
So listen, you're able to travel on a budget without interest buildup or being denied based on your credit score. You simply book your flights with a small deposit up front to lock in the price, and you pay installments over time before flying. You go to airaffordable.com. That's airfordable.com, and you can get more information.
Wow.
But I just knew that if I didn't know, I figured most people didn't know about this.
I just feel some kind of way putting my plane ticket on layaway. I feel like I had a setback because my mom used to have our clothes with going back to school on layaway. I feel like I might not be flying. I might be back. I might if I get my. They're gonna be like, your flight is on layaway. Well, yeah, sort of, kind of. One more.
It's no different than people who do travel when you book through a travel agency.
I agree. I don't disagree. Yeah. I'm just saying certain things create a setback in your mind.
Anxiety,
I'm like,
anxiety for you. That's a trigger.
That's a trigger. Because we said layaway. I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I'm having. I might not have my new clothes.
Hey, listen, you might need to sleep that one off.
Right.
I know my wife. She'll be looking up that.
I know.
She'll be on that
because some of these flights are ridiculous. To be honest,
crazy. Yeah. If you're going to Africa, Uganda, I want it for that. It's the reason why it was created in Africa. Because when you get a ticket to go across the Atlantic, it's gonna cost you. You don't need to lay away.
It's gonna cost you.
Yeah, but that's good. Black woman created it out of Ghana. Amen. So yeah.
Black history trivia. Who got it right?
Black history trivia question. You know what?
We all got that right.
I think we did because
Charles R. Drew.
Right. All right, so the Black History trivia question. I'll say it once again. Who mastered the technique for blood plasma that made blood banks possible? The answer is correct. It was Charles Drew. And Charles Drew is an African-American surgeon and researcher who organized America's first large-scale blood bank and trained a generation of Black physicians at Harvard University.
Yep.
He was born in Washington, D.C. on June 3rd, 1904, and he was one of the most prominent African-Americans in the field. Drew protested against the practice of racial segregation in the donation of blood, as it lacked scientific foundation, and resigned his position at the American Red Cross, which maintained the policy until 1950.
Well, everybody gonna get some awards for
okay, because everybody was right on it, just right off the bat.
Yes,
Everybody
indeed.
said,
y'all get y'all pen and pass out. JB gonna give us some beats and we can get it through these upcoming events. And Dr. Fairdu got his 3 things he gonna give y'all before we get out of here.
okay. Upcoming events. World One Development is looking for volunteers to help serve the community. If you would like to volunteer or need community service hours, you can call us at 918-380-1493, or you can email me at damali.wilson@world1development.com, or you can inbox us on Facebook Messenger at World One Development.
We got summer camp coming up. We need y'all.
Sure do. If you're looking to have an event, the 36th Street North Event Center has dates available. You can give us a call at 918-200-9046 to reserve your spot. Getting Back In is still taking registrations for justice-involved individuals, past or present, in Tulsa County for job training programs that will yield living wage jobs. You can contact Christy Williams at Christy, Kristi, .Williams@fittingbackin.tulsa.org, or you can call her at 918-592-3500 to sign up.
Let me tell y'all something. People are getting out, getting good jobs. People getting on jobs and not leaving the jobs. People getting houses. People getting their money. Let me tell you, if you got somebody that we call a returning citizen, tell them to get off the couch.
Yep.
Call Fitting Back In. We're going to get them back in the game.
That's right. All right. Oasis Fresh Market is open 8 o'clock a.m. until 9 o'clock p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 8 o'clock a.m. until 8 o'clock p.m. on Sundays. Make sure you stop by for all your grocery needs. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but the state of Oklahoma has released additional funds for emergency utility assistance. To request assistance, you need to call DHS at 405-487-5483 and have your utility account information ready. This is for gas and electric bills, and you do not need a cutoff notice.
Oh.
Uganda Missions. If you would like to sponsor a child's education for one school year, consider making a donation to World One Development in the amount of $250. That takes care of breakfast, lunch, books, uniform, and a broom for one student. You can donate at world1development.com/Uganda-missions, Cash App at $ World One Development, or via PayPal at donations@world1development.com.
They're going to put you in the history book for doing that to Molly Watch.
I don't need to be
You
in
a
a
new
history
Shiro.
book.
You a Shiro now. I'm telling you.
That was just my
scholarship the whole
Hey,
village.
listen, you a shero before.
Man.
Oh,
come
thank
on.
you.
Yeah, that elevated it. One more step.
One more step. All right. Underground Tree Studios presents icy and paint art classes at Lacey Park for kids ages 7 to 16. They are April 13th, 18th, 21st, and 21st from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can sign up at Lacey Park at 2134 North Madison Place, or you can give them a call at 918-596-1470. The new show that we were telling you about actually started last Friday. Our Community, Our Health is a show about health and wellness that can change your life. Dr. Fairdu has assembled some of Tulsa's top Black physicians to discuss health topics. So you can tune in every Friday at noon right here on KBOB 89.9 FM.
Just like that.
Just like that. Beyond Apology. It's going to be happening tomorrow, April 13th at 5 o'clock p.m. at the TCC Campus South.
All you South Siders out there. We done did the North Side. We coming to the South Side. You know, some people like, man, I live in Bixby.
Yeah.
I can't drive all the way north once I get home. That's like a road trip. Well,
yes, so we got you. We got
81st
you.
and Yale. Come on.
10300 East 81st Street South is where you're going to participate in Beyond Apology tomorrow night from 5 to 8.
Hey, we got daycare.
Yes.
We got food and all of that stuff. So when you leave work, when you're heading home, don't go to Bixby. Slow up on 169, exit right there on 81st Street.
Right.
Come on to TCC, find out about this repair and reparations. A lot of great work, a lot of great information.
Absolutely. Be Well Community Development Corporation presents Blood at the Roots, Issues of Health Equity.
Did you say Be Well again? It's
Be
a
Well.
Well movement going.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Reggie Ivy was here a couple weeks ago and talked about that.
Sure
Was that
did.
last week. But anyway, so it's the new civil rights movement. It's going to be happening April 13th and 14th from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. at OSU Tulsa, which is located at 700 North Greenwood Avenue. You can get tickets at eventbrite.com/e/ and it's a whole lot of numbers. It's going to be on our
We'll put it on our Facebook page.
It's on our Facebook page already. Don't forget, for motorcycle riders and bike enthusiasts, the 10th annual Bike Blessing is going to be happening at the Gateway parking lot on Pine and Peoria. This happens on Sunday, April 16th from 3 o'clock p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. This is a gathering of Tulsa bikers to pray and ride for a safe motorcycle riding season.
I love it.
Black Wall Street Bike Rally is going to be happening May 12th and 13th. There's going to be an on-site carnival, vendors, food trucks, live entertainment, bike show, and sound competition. To register, go to blackwallstreetrally.com, and a portion of the proceeds is going to be donated to Edgerec Youth and Family Fun Center.
Doc, you got a motorcycle?
No, indeed.
No, indeed. I had to sell mine.
Well, I'm thinking you can't. Out in LA, it looked like it's in that traffic. I can't imagine being on a motorcycle.
My brothers ride out there.
7-8 lanes. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness! And Tulsa is no better because on 169 it would be brutal. Yeah, I'd be scared to be out there. Anyway.
Another thing, Tulsa Dream Center is having their spring carnival. It's going to be happening April 22nd from 10 o'clock a.m. until 1 o'clock p.m. It is totally free. Right. There's going to be rides, food, prizes, games, and a live circus.
We did
a minute.
Yeah, and a live circus.
They added the circus. They didn't have that last year. Well, but anyway, so you can go to Tulsa Dream Center at the North Campus. It's going to be going down. They're going to be having a blast over there. We'll have to slide through there.
Man, I'm going through there.
All right, and lastly, the R&B Live Concert Series presents Young Guy performing live at the 36th Street North Event Center with special guests Jay Friday and Karan Hall, and Adrian Robbins and the AR Experience Band. It's going to be happening May 27th at 7 o'clock p.m. There's going to be a cash bar, VIP meet and greet, VIP tables. Tickets are on sale at 36events.eventbrite.com.
Tell JB to give us a ticket. JB, give us a ticket, man. You got us on a couple tickets.
You got us
coming.
I do have one golden ticket left.
One golden ticket. So me and Charles gonna have to tear it in half and split it.
Dr. Ferdu and Jolie coming. We need half of a ticket.
We have to tear that ticket.
We're gonna get our Chicago stepping in.
Okay. Yes. All right, birthdays. Today is Miss Sydney Dixon's birthday. She's down in the ATL, but that was one of my Dances of the Kingdom. Shout out to her. And she is the granddaughter of our very own Don Ross, State Representative Don Ross.
Okay. Hey, you know what? The birthday of the year, and I love Sydney, my niece. The first person to call me Uncle Charles is on here. Yes. They call her Jay down there in H-Town.
Hey.
She looks
Happy
12.
birthday.
I don't even know how old she is. She has been looking 12 or 13, like for the race, at least 30. She at least 30.
Michael Brewer said Karan is his cousin.
Yeah,
it is.
I didn't know that.
We gotta add Chef Jay to the birthday. Today's Chef Jay's birthday. He turned 52 today.
It's today.
Wow. Yes,
Shut
it's today.
up, Chef Jay.
I'm really
happy
Chef
birthday,
Jay, man. I'm gonna catch up with you today, Chef Jay. My bad.
Yes.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Hey, Uganda is on. They say thank you for the show and so grateful for all of your sponsors. Yes. All right. Tomorrow, the 13th, Onika Asamoah Caesar, Pierre Robinson, and Jim Furman all have birthdays.
Golly, happy birthday, y'all.
That's loaded.
Yeah.
April 14th, Perry Harding from Wall Street Band. He's having a birthday.
Guitar strings.
Right? Yes.
Happy birthday.
And then April 15th, Dr. Jonathan McGee celebrates a birthday.
Well, I also want to give a shout out to my oldest son, Kendon Purdue.
Yes.
His birthday is on April 15th. Also.
April 15th. Okay. Happy birthday.
He's 19.
19.
That's gonna be Saturday.
Good year.
Saturday.
Happy birthday. You better get ready.
All right, so don't forget, if you need to reach us, you can hit us up on any of our social media platforms. That's World One Development, 36th Street North Event Center, Edgerec Youth and Family Fun Center, or Fitting Back In Prison Reentry Program.
Absolutely, man. Thank you to all of our secret listeners first.
Yes.
Everybody that came on live, all your question, comments, and participating in our trivia question. Thank you to the medical report genius himself, Dr. Andre Ferdu. He got to have 3 more things for you. What's the 3 things for the people?
The 3 things, and when it comes to low dose aspirin, again, if you are less than 55 years of age, A baby dose aspirin would be advisable, but I recommend you talk to your primary care physician. If you're greater than 55 years of age, I think it's advisable that you should take it. Again, it's very important to manage all of your risk factors. Remember to be fast. And tune into our show on Friday at noon. I will be the speaker. I think the topic is going to likely be headaches, since I talk about stroke so much. But you know what? We will go where you want us to go. It is your show, and so we want to continue to pour into the community.
Yes, make sure y'all tune in. JB.
Yes, sir.
DJ JB Smooth, what you got? Cash me out.
Happy birthday to everybody, man.
Happy birthday to everybody with your Ray-Bans on. I see you done came on up like George and Weezy, but I ain't going to say nothing else.
Stay on top.
Shout out to Uncle Bobby, KBOB, and all the KBOB family. We got it ready to get out of here, family. So before we get out of here, send a donation made payable to Eden Media Services, 21216 North Lansing Avenue. That's Suite D. We moving on up, y'all. 74106. This has been News You Can Use with your boy Charles Hopper. That's me.
And Damali Wilson. That's me.
And we live every Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So make sure you tune in.
If you would like to promote or advertise your events or business on this show, inbox us at Facebook at World One Development. This has been World One Development's News You Can Use with Charles Harper and Damali Wilson. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program belong solely to the host and their guests, and not necessarily to the station, organization, committee, or other group or individual associated with KBOB 89.9. We'll see you guys next week. Y'all have a great day. Peace.